Hello everyone, welcome to my Season 4 Episode 2 review of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. titled Meet the New Boss. Before I continue further, I want to state that there will be spoilers in this review, so if you haven't seen the episode yet, please go and watch it, then come back and watch this review, unless of course you don't care about spoilers. As the title of the episode suggests, we get our first glimpse at the new director of S.H.I.E.L.D. As we remember from the previous episode, Coulson is no longer the director of S.H.I.E.L.D., but we learn in this episode that it wasn't because he was forced out, but because that he decided to resign. We are not sure why he resigned. All we know is that he willfully did so. The new director of S.H.I.E.L.D. is portrayed by actor Jason O'Mara, who is mostly well known for his voice acting work in the DC animated films where he portrays Batman/Bruce Wayne. He has a very interesting temperament in the sense that he is a very seemingly easygoing guy. When Coulson meets with him about the actions that he took in the first episode, he is not upset, he's not mad, he doesn't come down hard on Coulson. He understands why Coulson does the things that he does because of his loyalty to his team, specifically Daisy. The new director is an Inhuman, which is kind of an interesting revelation in the episode. I'm curious how that will play out further. Will we get an episode delving into his backstory, how he became an Inhuman, how he became the new director of S.H.I.E.L.D., which I find to be something that they definitely need to go into. But this director also understands that S.H.I.E.L.D. needs a better public persona. It needs to rebuild some type of trust with the global community. Hence why during the episode, they have these congressmen have a tour of the S.H.I.E.L.D. facility, which is very interesting because they mention Agent Carter, and Agent Carter, like many know, had her own show before it was unceremoniously cancelled after just 2 seasons. Agent Carter personally was a series that I loved, and I know it had a very loyal fan base. Haley Atwell, who portrayed Agent Carter fantastically in my opinion, is still working to get that show back on the air somehow, some way, but she has since moved on to another network television series. So in the episode, we get a glimpse of what came out of this kind of alien or magical type box. And what is interesting, what came out of it seemed to be these ghost-like entities that if they touch you, they infect you with these hallucinogens of other ghost-like creatures, where you will literally see people around you look like they are these dead ghost-like spirits. I know this happened to Agent May towards the end of the first episode. Those symptoms have carried over to the second episode, where she is just starting to mentally break down because she's starting to envision all of the people around her, people that she knows, in this ghost-like form. And I think that this typically is meshing in with Doctor Strange film, which is coming out in just a couple of months, because typically Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. does do a few things to kind of coexist along with the subsequent MCU film. And since it's Doctor Strange, we're getting a lot of mystical, perhaps magical elements. They mention a book, which I believe may or may not be featured in the Doctor Strange film. Also, Ghost Rider seems to be kind of tied into this magical world where you're making these types of supernatural dealings and things like that. To me, Ming-Na Wen has been one of the acting standouts since the beginning of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., along with Clark Gregg. It was very interesting to see May completely lose control because she's typically a very calm, cool, controlled character. Definitely in the past we've seen her become emotional when dealing with certain aspects of the show, but it was very interesting to see her completely break down, and it's going to be very interesting going forward how long it takes for them to find some type of cure or reversal of whatever's happening to her. I'm not quite sure what is happening to the people who are being infected by these ghosts or spirit type things. I don't know if they're seeing just these hallucinations that don't really have anything to do with anything, or if they are specifically centered around certain people. I mention that because when she first looks at Phil Coulson, she sees him kind of in that spirit and ghost like dead type form. And from what we know in the past, Phil Coulson did indeed die and was seemingly brought back to life due to alien technology and whatnot. Also, when she looked at Simmons, the same thing happened. And I thought, since Simmons went through that black hole type substance from last season and went to that planet, perhaps she is affected by death or the spirit world in some type of way. But then it started to happen more randomly, and it started to happen to people that don't really have that type of connection with death. So I don't know whether it's just hallucinations or something more. I would like to give a shout out to Gabriel Luna, who is doing a fantastic job as Robbie Reyes, specifically here in the first 2 episodes. His portrayal is very sincere and very mysterious. I enjoy how they're holding back on revealing his reasons for becoming the Ghost Rider. I'm curious how this is going to pan out. Will we get a full revelation? How long will that take for that full revelation to come? Also, his relationship with Skye is becoming interesting. I'm interested to see where their team up leads them to. At what point will they end up working alongside S.H.I.E.L.D.? Because I think that that is going to be an inevitability. When Daisy was able to kind of reunite with Mac and Fitz, you kind of see the animosity that's there from her old team members. I mean, more Fitz than Mac. Mac, I think, still has a loyalty to Daisy because they were teammates. They did run a lot of missions together. I wonder where we go from here. I know Daisy and Ghost Rider are now a team. S.H.I.E.L.D. is dealing with their own problems. Coulson's going to have to deal with not being in control anymore, specifically about the members of his own team. As we saw at the end of the episode, while the new director can be kind of cordial and reasonable, he has to be authoritative and unbiased. All in all, I have to say, it's a very good second episode. It built off of what was started in the first episode, similar to what I said in my review for Gotham, where kind of the first and second episodes of these seasons are almost like 2-part episodes. This has been my review of the second episode of Season 4 of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. If you like this video, please stick around because there will be a lot more videos like this to come.